Good morning. My name is Candace McGowan, and I'm one of the attorneys representing our clients here, Ms. Payne and Ms. Smith, regarding the matter against the Chilton County Board trying to take their money, the superintendent sending them letters. We filed today a lawsuit and a motion for a temporary restraining order. We presented the matter to the judge, and he understood. Judge Reynolds is the judge assigned to the case, and we spoke with him about the matter and presented our facts, and he has entered a temporary restraining order. It will be entered sometimes today, that says the superintendent is temporarily restrained from taking any action in this matter to try to take our clients' pay that they've worked very hard for and earned. Mr. Stokes?
We appreciate the judge doing it. We know this is a matter of great concern. And one of the things we're concerned about is that we got to make sure that what's going on is accurate. We know in this situation it's not. We're concerned about the office itself, the miscalculation of teachers' salaries. Now we're also concerned that some of our teachers are probably being underpaid and just don't know it. So it's our attempt now to make sure that the plaintiffs in this lawsuit are treated fair. And we know they don't owe one dime back to this Board of Education. And what they're trying to do to them and to their family is just unconscionable. So AEA is here to make sure that that injustice doesn't happen. It's the harm that we want to make sure is prevented, and that's why we are here today, and that's why we appreciate the opportunity to address this matter to Judge Reynolds. We appreciate him hearing the facts of what's going on, and that for him to stop any action being taken by Superintendent Griffin until they go to court, and we can show to the court that this is just absolutely, totally wrong. So we are here today to make sure that everyone knows that we are going to fight for our clients, and we're going to make sure that justice be served and that they do not pay back one single penny, and that the school board is the one, no, the superintendent in his office is the one that is making a mockery of this school district. This should not have occurred, and we are here today to make sure that it will not happen. So if you have any questions, we're here to answer.
Why the superintendent instead of the entire school district? Is it just because his office is the one that sent the letter out?
Well, because the school board has not been a party to this. They haven't given an express nor written consent to do this. The letter strictly came from the superintendent. There was no evidence that the school board ever approved this action that he's taken. So therefore, we are saying that that's just a solo act by the superintendent, and that he's acting without the authority of the school board in this situation.
How long did it take the superintendent or the school board to get the necessary paperwork in order to file these lawsuits?
Well, we filed a lawsuit.
Yes.
We filed a lawsuit. We requested information and documentation from them to verify what we know was inaccurate. As of this day, they have not responded. They have ignored our request for information and documentation. It's just simply a letter demanding money be repaid, and we said that was absolutely wrong.
At this moment, are the individuals that y'all are representing still working for the school district? Has their pay been infringed upon? Are they still getting the pay prior that they claim was mistakenly high?
Yes, that's what the order going to be entered by the judge. That the order entered by the judge is going to require that they continue to pay as is until the matter is addressed in court. And it is decided by the judge in a court where we can present evidence showing that the information that the superintendent has put forth is wrong. It's wrong.
How long is this restraining order? Would your clients be willing to Sure.
Yes.
Go ahead, you step up to the mic. Can you get your name and spell it for us, ma'am?
Shelley Smith. SHELLIESMITH.
And what school do you currently work at?
I currently work for the LeCroy Career Tech Center.
Shelley, talk about the stress this has put on you and your family.
Well, I had no clue at the time that Christy got her letter that I was the other one. My daughter, we were planning a wedding. She also has a graduation that we were getting ready for, and my son is graduating from high school. And as we speak, I'm missing his senior day to be here to deal with this situation that I have been put in. Not to mention the sickness that I feel. I love my job. I love what I do. And before I took the job, I asked, will I make this amount of money? They told me yes. So I didn't take any money. I have always thought that the money that I have been paid is what I was supposed to be paid.
How many years have you been with school?
19.
What was it like opening that letter and reading it for the first time?
It was sickening. I couldn't believe it. I've done my job. I've reported to work. I've done everything I was supposed to do. I took the job as a teacher. I used to be a school nurse in the system. I took the job as a teacher. They told me what I was supposed to do to get a teacher certificate. I did that. I did everything I was supposed to do. That's all in my personnel file. And when I got this, I just asked why? Why me?
Is it difficult to go to work every day and stay focused with this going on?
No. The people that I work with are wonderful. We have a great support system, my coworkers, and again, I love my job, so that is not difficult in the least.
How frustrating is this when it's something you really love? You love doing what you do, and you get something that just kind of blows it all up.
Well, after 19, almost 20 years, I only have 5 years left, and my first thought is I'm going to have to go find another job. I love what I'm doing, and I don't want to go find another job, but if this is what it takes, I'll just do what I have to do.
Same thing if you get to say it, spell the name for us.
Okay. Christy Payne, CHRISTIE, Payne, PAYNE.
And the school that you work for.
I currently work at Verbena High School.
Christy, talk about how difficult this has been for you and your family.
It has been very difficult. It's very stressful. I can tell you how many afternoons and nights that I've just cried and just been very upset, and it's hard to focus on anything right now when someone suddenly slaps you with a bill for $24,000 that you had no idea that it had been even happening. When I opened the letter, I was in shock. I immediately called the Board of Education to ask why someone had not contacted me or called me in to talk to me. Anything but to just get a certified letter in the mail and have absolutely no clue that this had been going on was a very big shock.
How would you like to see this resolved?
I just want it to all go away. I just want it all go away as quickly as possible, because it's impossible. I don't have that kind of money to give back to them, and as far as I knew, that was what I was supposed to make. And we even have paperwork that says that that's what I'm supposed to make. So why would you suddenly decide that that was too much? I didn't put myself at that level of pay. I assumed that they knew what they were doing out there when they put me at the level that they put me at, and I never checked it. They could have underpaid me for the past 5 or 6 years. I would have never known, because when I get my check, I look at what I bring home, because that's all I get. I don't get gross pay because, you have taxes and retirement and everything like that. So I never pay attention to that. So, I just assumed they knew what they were doing, and that's what I would bring home. And now, all of a sudden, they want it back.
For either one of the lawyers, do you feel like, and you kind of touched on it, do you feel like there's going to be more employees that are going to be dealing with this issue?
At this time, we don't know. because we think, and our biggest concern is that we don't know the efficiency of their accounting office. So far we're concerned they could be out there possibly underpaying a lot of employees, and we have no clue. So in this instance, you have heard the plaintiffs say how stressful this is on them and their families, but the school system must be accurate in making the placement of salaries. But you don't punish our clients who have worked so hard and earned every penny that they have made. And they agreed to it. The school system, it was a contractual obligation. They told them this is what we need you to do for this position. This is how much we're gonna pay you. You go to work. They went to work. They did the work. They did the pay. So they deserve the pay. But right now we're concerned because it just keep popping up in the school system. There's a problem with payment of employees. So now we are requesting information not only regarding our clients here, but others, because we want to know whether they are underpaying a bunch of employees in the school system, and the employees simply just don't know.
While we have you on camera, if there are employees that believe that, how can they get in touch with y'all?
Well, call Alabama Education Association, and we'll be there. We want to make sure that every member is treated fairly, correctly, and we're going to stand behind them like we're standing behind our plaintiffs here today.
So what are the next steps?
Well, the judge will schedule a hearing on the matter, and we'll get a chance to go to court, and then the school board will then be forced, the school system will be forced to bring documentation in to support this alleged wrong that they are perpetrating. So we will get a chance to go to court and sit across from our accusers and make sure to tell them in court that they are wrong. And we are looking for that day in court. That's what we're looking for. But we're not going to allow these families to be jeopardized and be penalized at the failure of the school system to properly run and pay its clients. So that's what we're looking for.
I believe the letter said that if they didn't make these payments, that they would owe an additional $254 every month if they didn't pay that. First of all, is that even legal?
That's totally illegal. And not only is it totally illegal, it's unconscionable. Why would you want to punish these folks who've been working so hard? Remember, this is a pandemic, and they have to walk into these schools facing COVID and deal with everything that's going on. And this is the way you reward them, by threatening not only to mistreat them, but to further mistreat them by doing something that's totally illegal, taking money out of their paycheck. That's why we went into Judge Reynolds and addressed those matters to Judge Reynolds, saying, Judge, this just has to stop. This does make absolutely no sense. And to put these families through such stress and pressures, and then they got to take care of their families and to live and try to eat and sleep under these conditions, and coming out of the pandemic, this is absolutely, it just is wrong. It is simply unconscionable.
Before we forget, can we have you say and spell your first and last name and give us your job title?
Theron Stokes, Theron Stokes. I'm Associate Executive Director of the Alabama Education Association.
Yes, my name is Candace McGowan. That's Candis. Last name McGowan, McGowan, and I'm an attorney, a partner at Wiggins, Childs, Pentazis, Fisher, and Goldfarb in Birmingham, Alabama.
That's it.
Thank you.
Thank y'all for your time.